Okay, wobbles on a lot here, and as you can see, I've just been cutting a little bit of firewood for the potbelly back at the hut. It's 4:30 in the afternoon, Sunday the 17th I think it is, of December. These are the wild native parsnip plants, which I've just finished shooting a little movie on. And here's one that's putting up its flower head. And there's more over there. So I'm just going to try driving back to the hut with a camera stuck on me Rural Fire Service baseball cap with a couple of rubber bands. I have no idea whether it's going to work. The last couple of times I tried it, I wound up filming too high, so this time I'm going to make a particular effort to get it right. Now before we start, pan around and up the back there, you've got the solar regulator which says that the battery's full, even though it's a cloudy day and we're in the middle of a forest. So theoretically the engine's going to start with no drama. Okay, we're not showing any voltmeter. Yeah, that happens, wouldn't it? Every now and then it decides it's not going to work for a while. That's one of its pet habits. Okay. And down there we have a nest of inch-long bull ants. They'll really mess up your day if you get on the wrong side of them. I'm just going to turn the engine off and see if that voltmeter is going to play ball. There we go, it's back up. Yeah, and the alternator is actually functioning at the moment. You can see reading about 13.5 volts actually. Try and get a better view. I'll put the window down on the other side. And this is country that was cleared back in the 1880s. And it's been selectively logged a couple of times, say the 1920s, the 1940s, 1960s. None of these trees here are much older than, well, these ones out here for example, they're only 40 to 60 years old. Let's hope we get through this. As you can see, it was a lot wetter than I expected it to be coming in. That's why we have a four-wheel drive, eh? We've been driving on the 40-acre unfenced portion of my 100 acres. We're now on the fenced portion. When I bought this, it was all pretty much bare rocks under the trees with a few ferns. Once this country crashes environmentally, it stays crashed until you take the sheep and the cattle off it. Once you've been paying rates on it few years, you get to thinking that you're personally responsible. Wattle tree in the window. You get to feel you're personally responsible for all the life inside the boundary. Like, I don't own the airspace rights, I don't own the mineral rights, I don't own the water rights. All those things are different pieces of paper that you have to buy from a different government department, cost different amounts of money. What I own is the right to kill everything alive on this block unless it's endangered or protected or on a slope of greater than 30 degrees, and none of it is on a slope that steep. So if I had a mind to, and if I could think of a way to make money out of it, I could kill everything here legally. I would then be called a normal farmer. Here we are going underneath the power line easement corridor, 132,000 volt power line. That's the access gate to the power line, south boundary of my place. Over there on the left, on the other side of the fence, is a very low impact normal farmer. He's a bee farmer, an apiarist, and when he thinks he's got too much grass on his land, he rents it out for agistment for cattle and occasionally sheep. But my place is going ahead faster than his place is. Over there we have the biggest, oldest tree on my place. It's a stringy bark that's about 150 years old, and it's a coppice. Over here we have an example of why the solar panel on the roof has its leading edge recessed behind the forward arches of the roof rack. It's for protection from overhanging branches. We are now driving on what I laughingly describe as the airfield. 21 years ago I paid a bulldozer operator to clear this, and the theory was I was going to have an aeroplane hangar and a machinery shed, and I was going to build a big grand house. And the grand house was to be over there. Here we have the prefabricated shed for the machinery, and here we have the prefabricated aeroplane hangar, 30 foot by 40 foot with a 40 foot opening door. And up there behind the wattle trees is the pad that the house was going to be on. But somehow, after the marriage broke up, I really didn't seem to need it. Now I got growing kids, maybe I'll have to build something somewhere, possibly not there. We're now getting into the country that I have slashed to sheet mulch. A few kangaroos at the dam. And here we have my palatial residence. Spare parts pile for the car my son no longer owns, as he sold his Brumby with a Mark II SunFoil and got $2,500 for it. Thereby proving, I might as well park over here, proving that mounting a SunFoil does not in fact reduce the resale price of the vehicle. And here we have the SunFoil. It's just been dragged through the bush. Look at that funny looking little spider. Isn't that cute? I'm sorry to have knocked you off your tree. And what's the damage on the solar thermal ramjet built around a solar panel to streamline it and make it work as a thermosiphon from driving through the bush on the way to collect firewood? And the answer is zero damage at all whatsoever. It just saves 5.3 litres a week and sits there and keeps the roof of the red car in the shade from the sun. Good idea, eh? Ciao.